$100 with the next drawing Saturday night.
In just a couple of 3 minutes on WFGX, our sister station, we begin the Morning Current. If you've had a chance to tune in before, we welcome you back. If it's something new for you, please give us a shot.
We'll take an in-depth look at the stories that matter most to you, and even better, we'll hear back a lot from you on social media. So join us. We're streaming on the WEAR website as well as Facebook and YouTube in just about 3 minutes.
See you then.
You're watching WEAR News, the Morning Current on WFGX.
And we'll do our best to live up to that snazzy intro here on the morning.
It's
yeah, I know, it looks really good. We hope we'll do it in the next 60 minutes or so. Welcome on in. I'm Jared Willits.
I'm Laura Hussey. We wish you a very fine Thursday morning, and we want to hear from you throughout the show. Hit us up on our socials. We'll be sharing your comments and have a little bit of a conversation that way.
Right to story number one. Former Pensacola contractor Jesse Lacoste will learn his fate today. Sentenced to be sentenced at 8:30 this morning.
He's been convicted of contractor fraud and theft in Escambia County. That was back in October after a 2-day trial. The state attorney's office says that between 2018 and 2022, Lacoste defrauded his victims of more than $2 million.
He can face up to 30 years in prison. Each charge carries a maximum sentence of 15. Now, he's still facing trial in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. Due back in Santa Rosa County's court February 3rd, larceny and grand theft charges there.
In Okaloosa County, he faces similar charges, and he is due back in court on January 12th. Now, Lacoste's brother-in-law, Matt Banks, is another contractor also accused of defrauding clients. He was indicted by an Escambia County grand jury on 4 charges. He will face a judge trial in February. He's accused of stealing over $5 million from more than 150 victims since 2019.
Escambia County man has been found guilty of shooting his neighbor's dog.
We got this information from the state attorney's office. Joseph Broxson was found guilty of aggravated animal abuse and discharging a firearm on a residential property. This is over an incident on December 29th of last year. A dog named Tank and another dog apparently got out of their fenced yard. They walked into Broxson's yard. Broxson told deputies the dogs were, quote, snooping around and that they were barking and growling.
He went on to say that he was afraid, went inside and armed himself, and came back outside, saw the dogs in the street several houses away. Broxson said he waited in his front yard for the dogs to walk past his house again and shot them, hit Tank several times. Tank made a full recovery. Broxson's sentencing is for January the 21st, faces up to 5 years.
The military community in Florida could soon be expanding. U.S. Senator Ashley Moody lobbying to bring a brand new Coast Guard training facility to our state.
How about that? Support comes from Senator Rick Scott, Congressman Jimmy Patronis as well. It'd be the first Coast Guard training center in the state of Florida. The
Department of Homeland Security requires at least 150 acres of land. You would need office space, you would need lodging space for the recruits and more, but we're told Softly Field and NAS Pensacola are both under consideration.
Escambia County Commissioner Mike Kohler says they have the resources, says it would bring a transformational economic impact to the county, saying NAS Pensacola would be the ideal location. Softly Field would be cleared out and that come next, potentially making way, for the Coast Guard.
There are a few things on the barracks that we would have to have refurbished, and that would have to be a site visit by DHS. They're going to want to know if we're going to be able to create coastie warfighters that can protect our, borders, both with the United States, our waterways around the United States, and our territories.
The next steps include convincing DHS to do a site visit and continue, of course, the lobbying effort. The goal, they say, is get the center up and running by the end of 2028 fiscal year.
We've gotten a couple dozen comments coming out on this story just overnight. A lot of people supported the idea, but not everybody. Let's start with David.
David says, yes, Pensacola is a perfect place for them to have a new training center. And Tracy wrote, that's a horrible idea. They don't even have real waves in Pensacola.
Now's your chance to weigh in. Do you think Florida's first U.S. Coast Guard Training Center should be in Pensacola? Yes or no question. You can scan the QR code. Right now, the yeses have it by a very strong margin. All
right, the governor says he'd like to recalculate our population.
Apparently, the U.S. Census Bureau undercounted Florida in 2020. Governor DeSantis says a more accurate count would ensure that the state has proper representation in Congress.
However, NAACP Okaloosa County branch opposes the proposed recalculating and redistricting. Branch President Sabu Williams said calling for a redo now simply to increase an already partisan advantage devalues the principles of equal representation and transparent governance.
4 minutes after 7 o'clock right now, even though it's not warm this morning, Brooke, I will admit that I was kind of like, when I walked outside, just because it wasn't, that chill kind of went out of the air.
Yeah, and we are going to be looking at temperatures in the 40s as we go through your morning. So it does look a little bit warmer than what we were seeing yesterday. We were seeing a few more 30s on the board. Now we are looking slightly warmer. We actually have a cold front that's moving through right now. So that is going to change things for the afternoon. Yesterday we were seeing the 60s, mid to upper 60s for yesterday highs. Today we'll stay in the upper 50s. Not a big drop down, but it will be a little bit of a change for us. Still looking at sunny skies though. It's going to be gorgeous today. So if you are making your way out and about, you do not need the rain gear. It is going to be looking lovely. There's a look at your temperatures. We do have more 40s than 30s, but we do still have a few 30s, about 39 in Century, 39 in J37 in Fairhope. Now your winds, they are coming in from the north at about 5 to 8 miles an hour. Very light, but we are going to be looking at that cold front really settling in. So we could have our winds pick up slightly in the afternoon. Overall, still looking mild, but it is just going to be a slight cool down from what we saw yesterday for your afternoon highs in the upper 50s. Tonight we will drop back in the 40s, and it is going to be looking very similar to what we're waking up to this morning as you wake up tomorrow.
At 7:06, let's go look outside here. A little something going on. This is I-10 near Pine Forest Road. A crash perhaps or some obstruction. This is between Pine Forest and 9 Mile Road. You can see traffic going very, very slowly. That's part of your drive. be aware.
Yeah, be careful. You know, Brooke mentioned a cold front, and there will be a few cold weather shelters opening tonight across Northwest Florida.
In Escambia County, the Waterfront Rescue Mission on West Herman Avenue in Pensacola for men and women without children. They'll coordinate with other agencies to ensure everyone else can be properly sheltered.
In Okaloosa County, you can always check the Facebook page for One Hopeful Place. That'll tell you all the shelter updates. What we know for today is that the Crestview Shelter for the Homeless on Dugan Avenue will be open at 6 p.m., but the South End Shelter will not open.
Santa Rosa County opens a shelter at the Ferris Hill Baptist Church when temperatures dip below 40 degrees. They have yet to announce their plans.
Oh, I love a plot twist, right?
This is like a Christmas movie for Hallmark.
Police thought it was a holiday heist in Pensacola. It turned out to be a simple misunderstanding.
You remember, Winterfest filed a police report. 2 people were caught on camera taking a 14-foot tree from the garage of the county building, a $3,000 tree with all the necessary decorations.
Well, yesterday, Pensacola police identified 2 suspects and contacted them. Well, the suspects said they thought the tree was trash, so somebody had thrown it out, they thought, and they took it home. Now they say they will bring it back. Winterfest officials say they're going to inspect the tree before they decide if they want to pursue charges.
Merry Christmas, everyone. A lot of talk about this item, this story on social media. Many viewers having something to say about it.
Kimberly wrote, at least they were honest. Glad it will be returned.
And Doug said, yeah, most people do haul their $3,000 fully decorated Christmas trees out to a public building garage along with their other Christmas decorations a few weeks before Christmas when they're ready to trash them. I can see how these people could be confused.
I think Doug's a little suspicious. We appreciate your comments. Moving to Wreaths Across America Day, that is happening Saturday. Wreaths being placed on the graves of veterans and their names being read out loud.
Maracas National Cemetery with the wreath laying beginning at 8 in the morning, ceremony at 11. Beale Memorial Cemetery in Fort Walton Beach, ceremony at 9 o'clock. If you'd like to help out, you can go to their website, Wreaths Across America, click volunteer.
Get your pictures in. We would love to share them on this show. You can text WEAR TV to 95577 or just look for the Chime In tab on our website.
When the morning current continues, tensions rising again between the U.S. and Venezuela. U.S. forces seizing an oil tanker.
And the University of Michigan firing their head coach. Why Sharon Moore was let go and the accusations he faces.
A lot to talk about, lots to think about. Sometimes you need to take a break and just enjoy, if you would, a coffee break.
Good Thursday morning. A major escalation this morning off the coast of Venezuela as the U.S. seizes a crude oil tanker.
The video released by the White House shows the moment a U.S. Navy helicopter, several, hover over the tanker. Heavily armed members of the Coast Guard rappelling down to the deck. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the tanker was part of an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations.
But Venezuela's government calls this seizure a blatant robbery and an act of international piracy. It does mark the first time that the U.S. has interfered with oil exports, which are Venezuela's main source of revenue.
This after, of course, more than 20 U.S. airstrikes on alleged drug boats in the Caribbean, killing more than 90. The president suggested possible land strikes inside Venezuela, also saying neighboring Colombia could be targeted as well.
The man accused of shooting and killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk is making his first in-person court appearance today.
Tyler Robinson charged with aggravated murder, several other things. Kirk shot and killed in September 10th at Utah Valley University on the first stop of the American Comeback Tour with Turning Point USA.
Tyler Robinson surrendered one day later after a massive manhunt. In two previous court hearings, one of them virtual and the second audio only, he has not yet entered a plea. He could face the death penalty if convicted of that aggravated murder charge. And
another scandal in college football, coaching, but this one isn't about somebody new taking a job. This one, Michigan's head coach Sharon Moore is in police custody, named as a suspect in an alleged assault.
And Moore was fired by Michigan for cause yesterday. The school says he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Now he is married with 3 daughters. He was later arrested in Michigan, handed over to township police as local stations reported that police were called to a staff member's home.
Now, he's not been officially charged quite yet, and no details have been officially released. He's been Michigan's head coach for 2 seasons. Their offensive coordinator before that led the team to a 9-3 record this season. Now, because he was fired for cause, Michigan will be off the hook for some of his buyout, which is like $13.89 million.
He was set to be paid $5.5 million as a base salary plus additional compensation all the way through 2029. His contract also included a $500,000 retention bonus each season.
Denmark now following Australia banning social media for many teenagers.
Yeah, the country says they've reached an agreement in Parliament to ban social media for those under 15. This would be the most sweeping ban in the European Union to date. It could become law as soon as the middle of 2026.
It would give some parents the right to let children use social media at 13. A lot of platforms already ban users under that age. Danish officials say despite those restrictions, 98% of Danish children under 13 have profiles on at least one platform. Half of those are under 10 years old.
And as we told you yesterday, Australia has banned social media for children under 16, and that includes Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Australia's government says the ban should protect young people's mental health. Yesterday, we asked you, do you think an outright ban is the right way to protect the young folks on social media? Here are your results.
Look at that, 85% with the yes. You can scan that QR if you want to get in on the voting.
More to talk about. The chair of the National Transportation Safety Board is slamming a defense bill being considered by Congress. She says it'll make flying in and out of D.C. more dangerous.
The NTSB chair is Jennifer Homendy. You've seen her a lot on TV interviews. She says her agency vehemently opposes a part of the bill that would roll back certain safety improvements which were recommended after that mid-air collision between a military helicopter and an American Airlines regional jet.
Of course, you remember it happened in January near Reagan National Airport. 67 people died. Military aircraft were required to broadcast position using a technology known as ADS-B. Homendy says the bill allows exemptions, gives the military, quote, unfettered access to the crowded and complex D.C. airspace.
Families of the crash victims have called these proposed exemptions deeply concerning. Now, supporters are saying that military choppers on training missions would still be required to warn other aircraft about their positions or get waivers from the Transportation Secretary. This defense bill has been passed by the House. It now heads to the Senate. Some lawmakers have suggested they will push for changes.
right, winning the Powerball, you know, that'd be $1 billion. That'd be wonderful, but I'd settle for a couple of grand.
Heck yes, somebody in Navarre is waking up richer this morning.
Yeah, they won in the midday drawing yesterday. So the winning numbers were 4, 6, 9, 11, and 14. If you haven't checked your number or your ticket, this is the time to check it. It was sold at the Tom Thumb in Navarre Parkway, and apparently 3 people matched all the numbers, and so that $18,000 prize will be split.
Hey, money is good. Little money, a lot of money. Congrats on that.
Can I quote you on that?
Money is good?
Money is good.
I try to give you guys the deep thoughts to ponder on a daily basis. Here for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, weather-wise, we're looking pretty good. So even if you didn't win the lottery, we're looking nice this morning. We are going to have that gorgeous weather for today. A little bit of a cold front moving through right now. So that's what we do have currently moving through. So it is going to be feeling a touch cooler by this afternoon. We do have temperatures this morning not quite as chilly, but as you head into those afternoon hours, it is going to be a little bit cooler than what we saw yesterday. So right now we are taking that live look over our Hardee's camera. You can see things do look nice and sunny for you. As we head into your afternoon, those temperatures will warm up. So we are going to be in those upper 50s, but that's about where we'll top out. So you can see your radar does look nice and dry right now. We do have those calm conditions this morning. Heading into the next couple of hours, we're going to be seeing that sunshine, but a little more of a breeze from the north. That's that cold front moving through, so you will start to feel it as you head into the rest of your day today. And then as you head into your Friday, we'll have a few clouds moving in. It's still going to be looking still mostly sunny, and we'll see that on Saturday, just a few more clouds. Still not expecting much of a rain chance. We'll still stay mostly dry through this, so it should be looking lovely for any of those outdoor activities you want to do. We are seeing our temperatures currently in the 30s and the 40s, a little bit warmer than what we were seeing yesterday. Now it is going to be changing, this temperature difference. Earlier this morning we were about 11 degrees warmer. Now we're just about a degree or maybe even 6 depending on where you are. That's because of that cold front that's moving through, so we are warming up a little bit slower this morning. So that's where we do have your highs for this afternoon, around 58 to 59 for most of us. And as we head into the rest of the week, we'll start to see some more changes. So warmer through the weekend, it's going to look lovely. Sunday, we'll start to see a small chance of some rain. That's another cold front that's heading our way. That's going to drop temperatures down for us by Monday. Now, Monday morning, we could wake up very cold. Temperatures could be at or below freezing. And then we will see 51 for that high heading into Monday. So looking cold again as we head into the beginning of next week. Let's talk about those coastal conditions for your Seatow Marine forecast. We have 1 to 2 feet for the Gulf. Winds out of the north at about 10 to 15 knots. And we do have your yellow flags flying with a good chance we will see those green flags as we go later on today. So it should be looking lovely if you are heading out to the beach today. Here's that week ahead. We have our temperatures in the upper 50s for today. It is going to be just slightly cooler than what we were seeing yesterday. Heading into your Friday, we will warm up into the mid to upper 60s, 70s for that Saturday. Sunday, we will have that small chance of rain move in. This is our cold front. About a 20% chance of rain here. Temperatures getting into the mid 60s for those highs. And then you can see by next week, the beginning of next week, there's going to be a decent cool down. We'll start to see the 20s and 30s as you wake up on Monday morning. The highs in the low 50s. We'll stay in the 50s for highs by Tuesday.
Check out this stack up. This is I-10 eastbound near Pine Forest. The Florida Highway Patrol says there has been an accident roughly mile marker 10. We're told between 9 Mile and Pine Forest. They are reporting that the actual block has been cleared, but that traffic has been stacking up for a while. So please be careful in that area.
On the way, what do you do if you're caught in quicksand? Not a lot, except wait for help. This guy's okay. We'll take a look at the process to get him out.
I feel like today's kids are getting ripped off a little because when I was young, people were always getting stuck in quicksand. In the TV
Yeah.
and the movies, you'd be like, oh, I'm stuck in quicksand.
The last thing you'd see were the fingers.
Going,
I'm pretty sure I remember that happening in Scooby-Doo when I was a kid.
well, thank goodness you got some of it.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo in quicksand?
Yeah.
Ruby-roo. So when you hear a headline like a hiker in Utah is okay after being rescued from quicksand, certain pictures come to mind.
It happened in Utah's Arches National Park. He's an experienced hiker, 20-mile trip, and he sank up to his thigh in the quicksand.
Oh, yeah, he activated an emergency satellite beacon. It was a good thing he had that.
No kidding.
When he couldn't get out. And then after a shovel didn't work, they used a ladder and boards that allowed the man to slowly work his legs loose. And he used the ladder to walk over to the quicksand, or over the quicksand to safety.
Yeah. And he was in there for 2 hours, however. The temperatures were in the 20s.
That's cold.
So that's a little rough. Once rescuers got him warmed up, he was able to hike out on his own, even carrying his own backpack. But we learned a lot about some quicksand myths.
Apparently, you don't sink all the way down and go under in quicksand. You're buoyant in quicksand.
Yeah.
The problem is you're stuck.
And the
there's
sand is like
a
really
little
tight
compressive.
around
Yeah,
your
you
legs.
can't get out, but you're not going to
So,
sink all the way. So
you know.
that's not great, but it's better than going all the way under.
At any rate, he didn't, and things are okay now.
All right, next story. Your tax dollars at work.
Oh dear. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the font his agency has been using is unacceptable. Just unacceptable.
No.
No. The State Department under Antony Blinken switched to Calibri font in 2023. It was recommended by the agency's DEI office, said it would help people with certain visual disabilities like dyslexia. Rubio says it achieved nothing and was cosmetic.
He calls it wasteful. He says the switch cost the department $145 grand.
Okay.
He wants the old classic, and it is a personal favorite, Times New Roman size 14.
Size 14.
Can't go wrong. All right. What did he say? No, wait. Cohesion, professionalism, and formality.
Times New Roman used for 20 years for the switch to Calibri. There is no standard really, but they, I think, it should all look the same, right? I wonder if he goes bold.
What's the font that everyone makes fun of? The Comic Sans.
Yeah.
I think we should do Comic Sans.
We'll
That's
send
my
an email
vote.
to
I'll
Secretary
email
of
right
State.
now.
I don't know if Marco smiles very often. He might not think it's funny.
Well, he'll just ignore it.
Chime In is sponsored by Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
This is Zoe, everybody. Shannon Ison sent us this one. It looks like Zoe is having a bit of birthday cake.
Some may say she's pigging out.
Hey.
Nice.
You'll be here all week,
I'll
right?
be here all week. the one day left of it.
Andre Rodriguez, Taking a Little Walk is what this is entitled.
Isn't that beautiful? Man, the light on that one. We have more ahead on the Morning Current, another step forward in developing the former Baptist property. We'll tell you about the latest developments and concerns from the Pensacola City Council.
It's been called generational change, and Pensacola City Council taking the next step in developing the former Baptist campus.
Monday night, in a unanimous vote, the City Council approved a 180-day contract with a company called Bayou District Consulting LLC out of New Orleans. They're going to write the plan for the next step, and there was a word of caution, however, from one council member.
His district does include the Baptist property. Now, he cited examples where the black community didn't get a fair shake in large redevelopment projects in the past. He wants to make sure citizens are engaged and informed throughout the process.
We have an opportunity right now to make sure that everybody is able to live in that district. It's incumbent upon us to make sure that people are not being driven out of this community. We hear gentrification all the time. That community is afraid because they're going to get displaced. Rising property taxes, nobody is saying anything about that. And so I'm on the fence on whether I want to move forward. Me.
The city will get monthly updates from this firm, which has done similar projects in New Orleans. Demolition is expected to begin this month.
It is 7:30. Good morning. Glad you're with us on the Morning Current. A beautiful sunshiny day dawns along the Gulf Coast.
Brooke, it looks like a picture postcard behind you.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous out there. And we're going to be looking at more sunshine as we head into your afternoon. We do have a very weak cold front that's moving through right now, so that's just going to keep us in the 50s for your highs today. But it will still feel nice with that sunshine, so it's going to be fairly mild. Our radar does look very dry, and we will be looking at the sunshine through most of your afternoon. Temperatures right now, we're in the 30s and the 40s. We do have those 40s along the coastline. Inland, this is where we're seeing the 30s, anywhere from 34 to even 39 degrees. Most of us in those upper 30s. And you can see your winds right now calm to about 10 miles an hour. This is with that cold front, so a bit of a breeze from the north. This is going to help bring in that nice, cooler, drier feel as we head into the afternoon. So heading out the door today, we're starting off very mild. It's still chilly, but we will get into the 50s today. It's going to feel very fall-like as you head into your afternoon, in the 50s for your highs, upper 50s. As we head overnight tonight, it's not going to be too different than what we were waking up to this morning. We'll drop into those 50s and then eventually the 40s, so things are going to be looking close to what we saw for the morning, and then by the afternoon we'll get into the 60s.
At 7:31, we offer a live shot of the 3 Mile Bridge. Traffic picking up at least from one direction. No problems there this morning.
Between tariffs, the government shutdown, and delayed federal payments, our local farmers have not had an easy year.
Local farmer Sheldon Flynn described the challenges as the perfect storm, economically impacting the harvest season. For Flynn, 2025 was a high-yielding harvest season, not so much financially.
He says when tariffs went into effect, they started losing a lot of buyers. Then there was the 43-day government shutdown, which delayed federal loans and subsidies that his farm relies on each year.
Now, the president is proposing a $12 billion short-term federal aid program to recover those losses. $11 billion of that will go to row crop producers.
The remaining $1 billion would go to other crops that are not covered by this particular program. But Flynn says it sounds like a lot, but it will not be enough to cover the losses.
No, it won't even touch it, especially with 64 cent cotton. I mean, you look up the statistics of how many row crop farmers are in the U.S. and divide that by the 11 billion. I mean, that ain't gonna do much of nothing. I mean, and they still don't know what that amount's gonna be.
This aid package would still need congressional approval. If it's approved, the funds will be distributed through a new Department of Agriculture program called the Farmer Bridge Assistance Program.
Always, we'd like to hear from you on all these important stories. And on social media, Craig shared, not quite fixing a problem that is tariffs created. It's going to be hard for our farmers to recover from this.
But Chip asked exactly how much have tariffs harmed our local farmers. Can we see some actual numbers?
Speaking of money, the governor unveiling his $117 billion budget for the 2026-27 fiscal year.
Some of the priorities include $25 million for bonuses for law enforcement officers, $278 million for cancer research, and they also want to put more than $30 billion toward K-12 education.
Now, that would include fully funding the state's Bright Futures Scholarship Program, $20 million to the state's charter school program. The governor also wants more than $1.5 billion towards just teacher salaries.
People would say, you know, pay teachers more. So the legislature, if they would do more education spending, it goes down to the districts, and then magically it gets spent on everything pretty much but that, right? So we're going to do a pot of money. That's the only thing you can use it for.
Proposals also call for big investments in infrastructure, transportation restoration projects in the Everglades as well. Also calls for maxing out the state's rainy day fund.
We want to know what you think. We've got a QR on the screen if you want to weigh in. Do you think this proposed budget addresses the right issues? Yes or no? We look forward to hearing from you.
Is there a fountain of youth? Is there a key to longevity? Well, and they taste good at the same time. We'll have more.
And there's another way to get fit. Not eating all that chocolate, or maybe so. How you can improve your health by playing games.
Pardon me, I was getting a little early on the coffee break.
Yeah, well, we're the first thing we've been early on all day.
Join
Cheers.
us. Filling up. Oh, Brooke.
What?
Scooch on in
Here,
a little bit.
Come on.
Come on.
It's okay.
There we
It's
go.
okay. There we go.
Half
All
a Brooke is not good enough.
want the whole
This time of year at the Willits House, we fill out the next year calendar, particular events. A couple of favorites for mine would be the air shows. The July air show on Pensacola Beach will be next year, July the 18th. Okay, that's normally right during July 4th, but they're spreading it out a little bit. You can understand why if you think about it. The Homecoming Air Show, we were all disappointed it didn't happen. The government shut down. Thanks. Be happening November 6th and 7th aboard Pensacola NAS.
I think you need a little chocolate. You sounded a little bitter there.
A
Maybe
little
something
chocolate?
to make you feel better.
Well, I think we're all a little bitter over that one. I'll admit that.
I'm going to move on to the chocolate story. The secret to a long life could be dark chocolate.
Well, bring it on.
Well, or a chemical in it. So they did an analysis at King's College in London with this chemical called theobromine. It's tied to biological aging markers, which track your body's functional age, not your chronological years.
Okay.
So this chemical naturally occurs in cacao plants. That's where the chocolate connection is.
Yeah, it's been linked to health benefits and long lifespans. You know, it's also dark chocolate's a really good source of iron too. So
There's lots of
healthy.
good stuff, yeah. And they say if you've got these higher levels circulating through your system of this chemical, you will have slower biological aging. Now, sadly, they're not saying it means we should eat more chocolate. They're saying it gives us a little insight into what we could eat.
Could you buy a little supplement of it, you know, a little pill maybe?
No, why would you want to do that?
Well, you got a point there, Lord.
I'm going to eat dark chocolate every day.
You guys, Brooke has the best outlook. She's like, have a treat in the morning. It makes you happy.
Coffee and a little treat. It's like, it's so nice.
There you go.
All right, let's talk about getting in shape. Exercise, well, some people don't like it. It's hard.
But
you can make it, if you make anything fun, you're more likely to do it, right?
there's a new thing called Exergaming. It helps you get fit even in front of the TV.
Yeah, the market is packed with apps, consoles, gadgets to make exercise feel like a video game, and only 1 in 4 adults and 1 in 5 adolescents meet CDC's weekly recommendations for aerobic and muscle strengthening activities. And I love this idea because I think if it's fun for you, you have to find what you like to do for exercise.
Yeah, and some people, you know, are video game players anyway. Matter of fact, 61% of Americans say they play video games at least an hour a week. So why not play a game that gets you walking or exploring? Remember Pokemon Go? Remember when everybody was going all over town looking for little Pokemons? I mean, that was good exercise.
There's also Jurassic World. I guess you run away from dinosaurs. Jurassic World Alive. I don't know. Then there's Ergato Lux, sells a rowing machine, lets you explore 3D worlds while you're rowing.
Yeah, I've seen these popular videos on, I think they're TikTok, and they'll like have you like sway to the music, and then it'll play like a video of you like in a sleigh or something, and then it like switches like different, and then you'll have it like knocking, and then you're like knocking the snow off of a door. It's really cool.
Hey, whatever gets you moving, right? Real, virtual, just move a little bit.
Omni One with the full body VR gaming system, headset controllers, and omnidirectional treadmill. Take a look at this thing. It allows you to move naturally in any direction while staying in place. It can be yours just in time for the holidays for only $3,495 plus tax and shipping.
I can pose like Charlie's Angels for free, y'all. Just saying.
Do you think insurance will cover it? For help?
Get your doctor to write you a script on it. I'm sure it will.
All right, you can see these stories and more on the WEAR News YouTube channel. Top local and national news, YouTube Shorts, and the Morning Minutes. Check it all out. Just search WEAR TV on YouTube.
On the way, men, you need some testosterone? Might be easier to get in the not too distant future. We'll talk about it.
7:44 now. A botulism
Yeah.
outbreak linked to baby formula is now expanding.
It involves By Heart baby formula. The outbreak expanding to include all illnesses reported since the company started production in 2022. The FDA says investigators cannot rule out contamination for all By Heart formula products ever made. That now includes 51 infants in 19 states.
The cases are either described as suspected or confirmed, and they occurred between December of 23 and July of 25. No deaths have been reported since the outbreak was announced November 8th. By Heart did recall all of the products on November 11th. They had been selling about 200,000 cans of formula every month.
Several families whose babies did become sick are suing By Heart, saying the company was negligent.
The FDA wants to make testosterone medications more widely available.
And why not? An FDA panel made the announcement yesterday endorsing testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, given to men whose bodies don't make enough of the hormone.
The panel says it's actually been underutilized because of what they describe as outdated concerns about prostate cancer risk, stroke, and heart disease. One panelist says it's still being regulated as if it were a dangerous performance-enhancing drug.
And the panel now recommends the FDA expand eligibility to men with low testosterone levels and any related symptoms. At the moment, men have low testosterone and an associated medical condition.
And doctors are taking note of a trend in which men who are taking testosterone for unapproved uses, like increasing muscle mass, and some longevity clinics are also offering testosterone replacement therapy as a way to slow the aging process. They just want to note that those are not FDA approved.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy said in 2023 that he was taking testosterone at that time as part of an anti-aging protocol. Men's testosterone levels do decline about 1% a year, starting in their 30s or maybe as late as their 40s. Take a look at this. It's pretty devastating.
I hate to see flooding, and about 100,000 people had to evacuate different areas in Washington state. Bad floods, bad mudslides as well.
Yeah, it's being caused by that atmospheric river, and the governor did declare a state of emergency. Some rivers could reach historic levels, and water rescues were carried out in multiple areas in south central Washington.
They also say at least 2 major mudslides block parts of I-90. If you're familiar, sandbag volunteers right now are shoring up an old dike system along the Skagit River. So they're dealing with a lot this morning, and certainly in our thoughts.
I'm not sure I know what an atmospheric river is.
Yeah,
it's a lot of rain.
It's a lot of rain,
That's
simply put.
Why don't they just say that? Yeah, okay. On the other hand, we've got a pretty peaceful forecast, right?
Yeah, it's looking quite nice for us. We are looking at those temperatures very mild this morning, and we will stay in the 50s for your highs today. Very weak cold front is moving through right now. No rain associated with it. The main thing is just yesterday we were in the 60s, so it was very nice yesterday afternoon. Still looking nice today, but it's going to be in the upper 50s for those highs. So a little bit of a change there in those afternoon highs. We are going to be looking at another cold front by the end of the weekend, but it should hold off on most of the rain chances until we get into late Sunday. So right now your radar, it's staying dry. Let's take a look at your future cast because we do have some lovely weather for you. Heading through today, we'll see that sunshine looking quite nice going into your Friday as well. We'll have mostly sunny skies. And then as you head into Saturday, we'll start to see a few clouds building in. This is ahead of our next cold front. You'll have a small chance of rain on Sunday, but you can see for that Saturday, really just looking at a few of those passing clouds. Now, overall, your temperatures, they are in the 40s. We do have a few 30s, but we are warming up. Now we should get into the 50s and then stay there, upper 50s for your highs today. We are still warmer than what we saw yesterday, about 4 to 6 degrees, at least for the morning. By the afternoon, we're actually going to have this flip and we'll be a little bit cooler than what we were seeing yesterday, and it all has to do with that cold front that's moving through. So your highs will stay in those upper 50s, most of us around 58 to about 59 degrees for those highs. Let's take a look at your highs over the next couple of days. So we'll stay around 58 for today, 67 going into your Friday. Saturday will be one of the warmer days at around 70. Cold front does move in on Sunday, and we'll have temperatures dropping after that. We'll be around 65 for that high on Sunday afternoon. Temperatures Sunday night will drop into the 20s and the 30s, and then we will see some cooler weather heading into the beginning of next week in the low 50s, and we'll stay in the 50s through Tuesday. Sea-Town marine forecast, coastal conditions looking decent today, 1 to 2 feet for the Gulf. Winds are out of the north at about 10 to 15 knots for today. And we do have your yellow flags flying with a 50-50 chance we'll have either yellow or green flags later on today. Let's get you through your week ahead. It's looking lovely today. We do have temperatures around 58 degrees for your high. We'll say around 67 for your Friday, Saturday around 70, and then Sunday is when we do have that cold front moving through. Small chance of rain with it, and then it does drop those temperatures, so it'll be around 65 for your high, 20s and 30s as you wake up Monday morning, and then we'll see low 50s for highs as you head into your Monday afternoon. We'll stay in the 50s for highs on Tuesday before we start to warm up a bit heading into Wednesday.
Morgan is streaming with us on Facebook and just asked, is there a crash on I-10? You are looking at the aftermath of it. There was an accident near mile marker 8 earlier. They've gotten it cleared off, but there was quite the backup. This is I-10 near Kersey Road. The eastbound lanes still moving very slowly, so allow yourself some extra time.
The people rose up. The people prevailed. Chili Skillet Queso is back, and how you can commemorate this huge occasion.
All right, the world is healing.
The world is
Chili Skillet Queso is back, and when I actually saw this story, I saw the hat and everything, and I immediately thought of Amanda because I know how upset she was when they got rid of it, but it's coming back after 2 months.
Yeah, our executive producer, AJ, a big fan of this skillet queso. They had replaced it with something different. No bueno, says AJ. They claimed in tests that customers preferred the new queso, but I don't think we believed it.
Now, I've heard her tell that maybe it was less expensive to make the new queso than the skillet queso. I don't know. That's just what we hear.
We don't know.
Some rumors out there. Apparently, the people rose up.
The internet bullied Chili's into submission, agreed within days, apparently, to bring the skillet queso back.
Now they're taking advantage.
Yeah.
Why not? This is good business.
And they're giving away a hat. I'm sure AJ will be first in line. And it says, I survived the Chili Skillet Queso situation of October 2025.
I guess you can enter to win it on their socials. They'll let you know how, and the contest ends Monday. I guess all is right with the world.
I've never had it. You've never had it. You've never had it. And I think we all need to go and give it a shot.
I'm game.
You guys were already making everybody hungry. Everybody's like pinging me on Facebook going, you know, Vanessa and my, okay.
Wait a second. AJ says she's buying.
Ah, I didn't hear that.
Yay!
Thank you, AJ. That's so nice.
She said dine and dash, you guys. That's what she said.
All right, I think it's time to show
no.
some pictures, don't you?
Chime In is sponsored by Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
All right, this is from Gloria Lalone, the hungry beach bird, and she also sent us a picture of a gopher tortoise.
Oh, wow.
That.
Perry Finkel. Perry Finkel? Meet Ajax. All of his paperwork is filed under the word C, or letter C, for chaos.
Oh, look at you, Ajax. I love you.
We are going to take a quick break, but much like MacArthur, yes, we shall return.
They're not going to let us in the Chili's. We are going to be looking at some nice weather today. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures this afternoon a little bit cooler than what we've been dealing with. We'll top out in the upper 50s. Going into tonight, we'll say similar to what we were waking up to this morning in the 40s. A little bit warmer by Friday afternoon, 67. We'll see some nice weather this weekend. We'll have a few passing clouds going into your Saturday. Sunday, we'll have a small chance of rain as our cold front moves in. And that does drop our temperatures as we head overnight Sunday going into Monday. We'll be waking up in the 30s and the 20s. Heading into Monday morning, we'll be in the low 50s, and we will see some 50s for Tuesday before we get back in the 60s by Wednesday.
All right, tell your friends about the Morning Current. I think everybody pretty much loves news and food.
It's a great combination. We do it almost every day. We'll see you tomorrow for, yes, the Friday show right here at 7 o'clock.